stalls, attach 2 stalls on Mountain here for CBSL to do anything against, and they get it. This is going to be the ace, a clean swipe.
An Angel, George fighting in the corner, RJ goes down, redemption, a bit too late, what's gonna happen? Gabe has no more stun that even as it's first.
Daigo is jumping in, he's in the middle of the frame. Here comes the tidal wave, jumping in and jumping out. Daigo sitting really good.
Back for the Twitch, but not gonna do much. Nard is just going to be a buy one, take one deal for JBL. They have
Hello guys and welcome back to the Interconference Series Group Stage of Group C. We will be your shotcasters. I am Vulcan, and joining with me is my co-caster, Atlas.
And of course, coming into the Lenovo LoL Collegiate League 2017 spring term, the Interconference, as you always say, is where the LCL truly begins, because this is where all the teams have been narrowed down to the strongest from each region.
And we just saw that.
We just saw a really convincing victory coming from University of the Philippines Los Baños in the last game against Xavier University Wizards. And coming from that game, this is going to be up to Xavier University to deny 3 points from the group stages from UPLB.
So what can you say of that game one? What did Xavier University did wrong?
I think it all started from the draft, because I think the Lulu ban was apt. I think the Thresh ban was also apt. But I think they focused too much on trying to shut down Daigo by banning out the Kled. But just one ban against Daigo is not enough. So you see here, they're also going to ban Kled again, but I don't think it's efficient. They should have just banned Ivern straight up earlier. And because Ivern was really the cause of a lot of their problems. Slane couldn't be his hyper carry self because Daisy was denying so much of his damage, and Ivern himself, rather, Sandy couldn't hyper carry because Slane was just denying him with Ivern.
I mean, what can you predict from UP Los Baños right now and Xavier University? Right now, Xavier University would be on the blue side where they get the first pick priority. But right now, I'm not pretty sure.
I think UPLB will be the one to ban Ivern now because they are red side, and giving that away to the first pick is just way too costly, which is what Xavier University should have done.
Yeah, we've seen the Ivern in action, so let's see right now. UP Los Baños still thinking for that second ban, but to our viewers out there, note that we are still running the search and win trivia because on the first game we did not see any links. So right now in this second game, we will have 2 search and win trivia links. So be prepared and keep your attention on the stream, and we will try our best to point out key details that might pop up in the trivia.
But of course, you also have to pay so much attention. It could have been a small detail in the game because UPLB Xavier University, this game is probably going to be as explosive as the last one. The support man from Xavier University will be against Dash, the Rakan. Actually, banning out one side of the half of the Rakan side combo is actually huge, especially if you're banning out Rakan, because Rakan, I think, is stronger and more useful as a support.
I think he's one of the high-class supports, in my honest opinion.
One of the strongest. And they're also going to ban out another support here, Dash, because UPLB did ban out the Lulu here. Still no Ivern ban from both sides. It might, which I'm really scared, because of course Sandy does play a lot of hyper carry junglers, but if he can adapt to that Ivern if UPLB doesn't ban it out, then it might be very hard for UPLB. But I'm pretty sure UPLB has to ban the Ivern here. It's way too costly, way too dangerous to leave it open. So that will be the ban out.
Oh, now the predictions coming from our analyst Atlas with the Ivern being removed from the game itself. So right now we won't be seeing the support Thresh, but right now Xavier University locking in first pick Xayah.
First pick Xayah. Without the Rakan, she's a bit weaker. But it is because of her attack speed doesn't get shared. It doesn't get shared with Rakan.
Yeah, Rakan Xayah.
But yeah, the attack speed doesn't get shared, which is actually so huge in these early game fights in the bot lane, 2v2s. The battle dance range is increased as well, so without that, the survivability for both is out. But she still has a lot of burst and damage on her own. And the survivability from the Feather Storm is so good if you can block out a really big skill shot or CC. And in lane, the blade caller, just put all those feathers back. The root plus the burst coming from it is huge. And it seems like Kratos will follow up on that with the Ari. Lots of assassination potential here.
Last assassination potential, but is a Bard a good substitute for Rakan? I'm not pretty sure. I mean, Xayah really has to be babied out in the laning phase.
Yeah, and Bard, either you really try to stay in the lane, you lose out on your chimes, you usually have a weaker lane against someone like Nami Lucian, and having to roam around, it might help out Kratos with his Ari, but I don't think they will be able to get the maximum value out of the potential of the Xayah if they go Bard. Of course, M&M on that LeBlanc. I think, yeah.
Wow.
That's scary.
That's very scary. They left it open for M&M to pick it up, and we just stated in game 1 that key players you should watch out is M&M in the mid lane plus Sandy.
I do think that M&M is the best player on the team here, and not having any bans against him is actually so dangerous because that means he's open to do anything he wants, whether it's the LeBlanc, LeBlanc or the Orianna or the Syndra or even the Aurelion Sol. He can pick that up. Leaving the M&M to do whatever he wants, he can just adapt. And an adaptable mid laner is so dangerous. So this will be our second banning phase right now.
Oh boy, Xavier University banning out the Graves. Plus, right now UP Los Baños can totally shut down Sandy, knowing that Xavier University will really depend on Sandy being the hyper carry junglers. And now Kha'Zix is being taken away from Sandy.
Lots of assassination potential taken away from Xavier here. Hype carrying potential away from Sandy. And the ban out here is, of course, the Lee Sin against Sandy. And the top lane Fizz, which is actually a really good pick against a lot of Daigo's picks. Whether it be the Gangplank, which is banned out here. But I don't think the Gangplank and the Colette bans are necessary. Because if you ban those two champions out, Daigo still has other champions in his pool. He has the Jax, he has the Darius, and he hasn't. I don't think he's pulled out any of the really meta picks here because Daigo's champion pool is very special. So I think he's gonna go for another one of his pocket picks. Might be the Jax, might be the Darius, might even be the Yasuo. He has been known to play a lot of Yasuo in his Naga days. So we might be seeing that here. The Rumble will be the pickup here for Xavier University, which might be a good pickup against UPLB, but of course the last pick coming from UPLB still has not been revealed. Might be a tech counter against the Rumble. It seems like it will be the Jax.
It's weird to see that Xavier University ban out the Thresh, and note that we're seeing a team that normally would first pick the Thresh onto Worlds. Worlds has been really proficient, efficient, on point with the Thresh. So to ban out their Thresh and not even prioritize pick Xavier University, this is a different team, in my opinion, that we're seeing right now.
It's like, I'm really not seeing the macro play and from earlier as well as the draft. I think the draft is lacking so much here. I think here, they wasted 3 bans. The Thresh ban, I don't think is super necessary for this game. I think the Lulu ban, even though UPLB did ban it out, if UPLB left Lulu open, of course they're red team, so that means they have to be more careful about these first picks. But banning out the Kled and the Gangplank, I think, are so unnecessary because the way you play around against UPLB is the macro play. You don't focus too much on the champion pools because their top laner has a lot of weird picks. The mid laner is really the one they should have focused on. Eminem, if you take him away from his picks, it's going to be so oppressive for UPLB as a whole.
This is going to be a very difficult game for Xavier University, knowing that they are not sticking to the usual playstyle they did in the conference series. Note that the Interconference series, the group stages, is a completely different playground. Let's say you are the bully of a small playground, you take away toys, but right now you're entering not a playground, but let's say...
You're coming into that bouncy castle thing with all the plastic balls, and then it has its own gang of bullies, and they bully you back. That's what it is right now, where we're loading on to Game 2 of the first match of today for the second day of the group stages, the Interconference series of the Lenovo Law Collegiate League between Xavier University Wizards and University of the Philippines Los Baños Excelsior.
So right now, Xavier University would be on the blue side with UP Los Baños on the red side with a score of 0-1. Let's hope that Xavier University can deny a clean victory from UP Los Baños. And going back to what you said, I was thinking more of a, let's say, Tom's World where you're trying to play this arcade game, but there's just one guy saying, "Oy, pare, alis ka dyan. Ako na," like that. So
That could work. But the analogy, the point is the same, you know, is that you can't be as repressive as some conferences do have a higher average skill
Yes,
level.
very true.
So coming into the Interconference is really a huge test of what can happen here.
I bet you just like that recall, didn't
Yeah,
you?
the pop star Ari Chroma with that SNSD theme there. Nice.
What does SNSD stand for?
Hmm?
Come on. Yeah, we all know that you're into K-pop.
I'm not that much of a Korea buhebon. But that is going to be usual lines of scrimmage for both of our teams. Lots of pings coming from here, really trying to defend the entrances to their own jungle.
I really hope that Xavier University, in the top lane, Chubb, he is known, he does, in my opinion, the game between Chano and the Gangplank, he should not have kept pushing.
Yes.
He should have froze that lane, deny farm, and right now we are going to be seeing Daigo on the Jax, probably, let's say, a Thunderlord's Decree or a Fervor of Battle.
Trying to go for that hyper carry top lane again.
Or
With
Undying
really good, yeah,
for
really
the
good
tankier
scaling.
build, right?
So seems like that will just be the lanes or standard starts here, but it seems like both of them will be starting here the bot side. That's a lot of damage.
So right now, let's see. It's known that Kathy sometimes plays the mid or support. That is his role, more of a sub. But right now, we would be seeing Kathy more on the support side compared to some games that we see Kathy on the mid lane. So right now, it would be Kratos getting that burden, the weight that he has to perform. And knowing that Sandy is known to pick hyper carry junglers, what can you say about a Rengar? Is that a hyper carry jungler?
It's not really a hyper carry because later in the game, it's much harder for him to one-shot these priority champions, especially if it's a Lucian. There's going to be a gank coming here from Slane. Not going to have a lot of value, but really nice skin there with the Dark Star Kha'Zix, really new, just 250. But coming into... He's going to go for a repeat gank here because Xavier does not have wards here in the top lane. And seems like Chubb, he has a feeling that something might be up.
So much time is being invested in the top lane, knowing that Chubb does not have his flash. But we're going to be seeing, here it is, Slane showing his cards in the top lane. Chubb forced to back away, but looking at the retaliation coming from Chubb, he burnt the flash of Slane. He's pretty much happy with that, and that ends the fight in the top lane.
And since Sandy is around here, it might push out Daigo from the lane, or rather the pressure coming from not having a jungler, and the enemy jungler probably waiting around the bushes here.
And what can you say? What should Xavier University do to deny UP Los Baños of the remaining 3 points they have today to play?
I think they can. I think Xavier University can afford to leave bot lane alone for now, because it seems like Kathy and Ed Mayoram here aren't doing pretty well. It seems but they really need to focus here in the top lane, because Daigo, top lane and mid lane rather, because those two are the star players of UPLB, and shutting them down would actually give a lot of leeway for Xavier University to take back a win for this best of 2.
Sandy playing a Rengar, normally he would go for a really hard carry or hard jungler like a Lee Sin or a Kha'Zix, but right now, here comes the flash in by Kathy. A really nice 2-man stun with Kathy picking up the first blood.
First blood could have gone to Ed Mayoram, but of course the Aqua Prison was there against him. Oh, Kratos.
Oh boy, he does not have enough mana, and here comes the dive. Plus! What a burst coming in from the Thunderlord's Decree.
Of course, the Thunderlords on 2 of those champions means that that's going to be an easy mid lane kill before Kratos reaches level 6. And of course, coming there in the bot lane, that's really one of the powers of that Saya pick. Even without Rakan, she can have that snare. She can have that damage burst from that snare, as I said, with a Blade Caller. And if that can have a follow-up from the support like Kathy, that could be very effective.
And Kathy showing himself in the mid lane, forcing out Eminem to burn his flash, and seeing how from the kill that, the assist that Animatorum got from that kill in bot lane, he did manage to get the BF sword compared to Benz just picking up the Vampiric Scepter, building into the, let's say, the Bilgewater Cutlass.
For the Blade of the Ruined King, gonna give him a really early power, good early power spike, but the BF Sword is gonna make the short-term trades against Benz much more effective. And but the Vampiric Scepter is naturally redundant. It is the right build path, but when you have someone like Nami who has really good sustain, ooh, that's not something you want good.
Forcing out his... Oh, what an outplay coming from Majorem! What a sneaky play. He did pick up the kill, and right now Ben's going in again onto Majorem. Here comes Kathy from the fresh from the base, and that was such a slick move coming from Zaya.
That was clean, incredibly clean coming from Ad Majorum. And here the roam from Kratos, the charm barely missing there, but does bring out the flash from Slane, which is rather pushes Slane away from the river, and having that information that he is probably going to recall, he's actually huge.
Such a bait coming in from the bot lane, but right now Daigo sticking in towards Chubb. I gotta say, Chubb should at least deal with this Jax properly, but seeing that the Rumble is having a difficult time, he did pick up the Doran's shield, whereas it's more health regeneration. He does not anymore block damage.
And he doesn't have the damage as well to fight against Daigo, even if he goes all in. And look at that, the oppression coming from that matchup.
Oh boy. Kathy paying the price for his punishment, but right now here comes all in.
The flash is going to be really helpful. Here comes Eminem with the teleport.
Magical Journey is on, but Eminem will still stick it on to Kathy, gets picked off, and Majoran gets the tether, gets rooted on top of that, but no follow-up will happen for a tower dive.
And this might actually be... Nope, actually no, Slane is around here waiting around the wings, probably going to go for that Ocean Drake if they can.
I would go for that immediately. Let's say if you do take the Mountain Drake, I'm not pretty sure, let's say very early before the 10-minute mark, you might get 5 Drakes in total.
But seems like he will be playing it a little safer here, trying just immediately coming back to lane for to continue that. But look at Daigo, always pressuring here, which is why Chubb now has almost like barely half of Daigo's CS. And really Sandy should be helping this top lane.
Yes, we are seeing a step up from Save University, especially at Majorum in the bot lane, picking up a very really nice start. 2 long swords and a BF sword. That is the lead you want if you want to control the lane. Not to mention the trade-offs. The sustain coming from the Nami won't be even that much, knowing that you will burst out the enemy.
Yeah, and really Sandy, he can't really go mid lane because once Eminem's level 16, just go double distortion as in bot lane. Really good disengage and mobility. The speed boost coming from the passive of Nami as well as the healing. It might be so hard, but here he really needs to help out Chubb here. But of course, Rumble can operate, can have a lot of impact in the objectives, even if he's a little behind in items. But still, that's not an optimal. That's not really an optimal situation you want to be in. And as long as Chubb doesn't die solo against Daigo, it should be okay. But Sandy really needs to help that top lane.
Right now, we're seeing Chubb checking some face checking with his skill shots. He does not want to get ganked.
It's gonna be Slane here in the top lane, going for lane gank here. It will be very dangerous. If Chubb gets killed here, it'll be so bad. Here comes Sandy for the assist.
Oh wow, Daigo overcommits. He does flashes in, but not enough damage.
What?
But what was that?
That was so greedy. Coming from Chubb.
Greed is very good right now.
Yeah, Greed actually gave them an unnecessary kill on Daigo too.
Oh man,
helping
Chubb
that Jax skill up. He should not have went back in there. That was just a free kill for Sandy already. Daigo did not have any more damage mitigation. Even with a Bilgewater Cutlass, it's not going to be enough against Sandy, even if they suspected that Slane was around, which they did not because...
So the gank was pretty much useless, but right now, Cassie overcommits. There is the Temper Fate onto Ben's living dash to fend up for himself, and he does miss a lot of feather shots, but right now, Benz does get the Ignite onto him. Not enough sustain, but it would be Cassie picking up his second kill.
Another kill here, and yeah, the Blade Caller missing there with all those feathers was really bad, but of course the Ignite plus the damage coming from Bard will be enough for that kill. Unfortunately for Xavier University, that kill did go on to the support once again. But still, gold is gold, experience is experience, plus they have a little more control here. And that's what I meant about how Sandy can just leave their bot lane alone. And in the mid lane, these are two very mobile assassin mid laners. So it's going to be a skill matchup here.
Oh,
and
look at
that might
that
actually
trade-off.
manifest. Ooh.
Oh man, so much damage absorbed by Kratos. He should not even try and challenge Eminem, knowing that, as you said, very proficient on the LeBlanc, and seeing that he will be rushing the Hex Deck Gunblade.
The Gunblade, lots of point-and-click damage just add to the potential of assassination from Eminem. And as I said, it's a skill matchup. It seems like it's manifesting here a lot. Eminem really just taking out Kratos here. But Sandy, it's still so hard for Sandy to gank that. Ooh.
Oh, 3 versus 2. Let's see who's going to win. Eminem does shift
goes
away,
in.
but there's the chase in by Kratos with a sprint rush, and with an equal trade for 1-for-1 for now.
Seems like they will rotate away from that. The journey is up.
Slane, though, still sticking around. He does get taken up by
They got the
Sandy,
kill.
gets bursted out, but Kathy is trying to dodge the skill shot. Magical Journey is up, but the turret will finish the job.
That's going to be a 3-4-2, but taking out two, both of them lost 2 key members, the mid lane and the jungle. But all that time left Ad Majorem to farm a little bit more here in the bot lane. He is 1 wave ahead of Benz. Not that huge, but that is the opportunity cost of having Benz go to roam there near the mid lane. He didn't even get the kill though, so that's probably the assists gold split apart. It might the minions coming from that Ad Majorem got might actually have more value.
And speaking of creep score and advantage in farms, looking at the top lane, but right now in the mid lane, another duel is happening, and look at the deception from Eminem. A very easy outplay for a LeBlanc against the Nari.
And that is going to manifest into more control in that mid lane. He's 1-3 now compared to 2-2 MNM, which means that he doesn't have the same impact when he roams, and the gold is not
well,
there.
here it comes. Sandy for his second gank. There is the equalizer plus a 2-man stun onto Daigo, but that's not going to be enough. Not going to happen again. Chubb has learned his lesson.
Chubb, definitely, but this will be the trade-off here. The Ocean Drake might be the pickup for UPLB, but taking away another kill from Daigo, pressuring the top lane means that the scaling for that Jax is going to take a little longer. But the Ocean Drake here means that they can stay a lot longer in lane, and the bot lane as well might have a better chance when they're not being all in.
So right now it would be the bot lane really benefiting so much from the Ocean Drake. But going to the top lane, Chubb really is having a hard time in the top lane, not performing that well. But right now, Sandy going for a dual attempt onto Slane, but there is that ward. Not to mention a response maybe from the mid lane.
Oh, here it comes.
Still
Might
on
be the
the
2v2.
heart. Let's see who will we go for.
Oh my
Kratos is
God.
very low. Oh man, that would be a disengage.
Eminem.
Eminem, a pincer attack. He does get taken out with Amayoram picking up his second kill.
That's one of the weaknesses of LeBlanc. If you're caught out by many members at once, it will be very hard to escape. He can't Houdini out of there, and it's going to be the mid lane turret. Loss of damage against UPLB. It is going to be the wave building up as well. Attack speed from Ad Majorem will definitely secure this mid lane turret. Will Daigo be able to trade for a turret there in the top lane? It doesn't seem like it, but he is a Jax with Blade of the Ruined King. The teleport will be burnt by Chubb. He'd really try and save that, respecting the pushing power of Jax.
Xavier University playing it completely different from game 1. They feel more confident, knowing that they won't be oppressed by that Ivern. So this gives Xavier University a fighting chance to deny UP Los Baños of a clean game, and knowing that Amayoram does have a really nice KDA so far, but when it comes to the late game, I'm not sure if that will be the same situation, because let's face it, a Jax will be pushing so much, pressuring so much in the lane, and not to mention the newly reformed Rift Herald is going to benefit split pushers by a lot.
They do have a few minutes to take that Rift Herald still if they want to take it. I want to see another Rift Herald just demolishing a turret straight up from so much health.
I kind of want to see it used effectively, not just
long.
use it once and leave it alone. Normally you would, when a fight does break down in the bot lane, let's say 4 members or 5 members are in the bot side, pop that Rift
Yeah,
Herald.
and while all the focus is there in the bot lane, you're continuing to push onto that top lane, which is so good, being able to get maybe 2 turrets or 3 if...
or why not 4?
Go straight into the Nexus. That is too insane. But yeah, later in the game though, Eminem still has to watch his targets because Kratos is very mobile. He can just Spirit Rush in and out of the fight, and Admiorm can just dodge the huge burst with the Featherstorm.
And we're actually seeing that UP Los Baños, they do not have strong sieging champions. So if the Rift Herald does fall in the hands of Xavier University, but right now, wow, Daigo on the Jax. I believe he's running the Fervor of Battle. Maybe so much damage coming in thanks to the Blade of the Ruined King, and not to mention Chubb cannot run from the slow active.
Sandy needs to keep going top lane because Kratos, if he dies against Eminem, that's gonna be still very there's gonna be another kill here.
What happened there?
For Eminem? Yeah, all the skill shots missing from Kratos means that Eminem is just free to put out all of the damage, but still, there's no reason for Sandy to focus too much on the mid lane. He needs to shut down the scaling from the top laner Jax, and Kratos needs to be able to step up individually, because if he's not stepping up individually and keeps getting solo killed by Eminem, that's gonna be the mid lane turret gone. That's going to be a lot of pressure of Sandy having to be allocated to the mid lane, which means that the top lane for UPLB can just keep scaling and keep getting these solo kills against Chubb.
This spells trouble for Xavier University.
Here he comes again.
Oh boy, Chubb, you gotta step up your game. He has to really, I mean, let's say you are at a disadvantage, and the Leandri's Torment is a really nice itemization. It gives you health, it gives you magic damage, but it's all up to Sandy to really help his team. But it's just too heavy knowing that Jax is such a powerful split pusher, not to mention the mid lane turret is gone, the top lane is gone, opens up a very easy Rift Herald. Oh, what a stun by Kathy! A really well placed damage rate, but that will be enough.
They stayed
with
too far.
Double kill.
They stayed way too long there,
but
giving it a
really
double
well
kill
played.
to Slane. Yes, very well played there. There's going to be the teleport from Daigo to continue split pushing the top lane. And yeah, there, Sandy could have gotten a gank onto Daigo, but because Eminem was so ahead, he's just going to dive in straight up.
This is just pure torture in the top lane, but Daigo
we got the return kill.
Getting the return kill, but it's not going to be enough.
That's not going to be enough. The wave's still going to push against Xavier University. That's really the danger. When Kratos is behind Eminem, he's behind in items, the Gunblade is present here for the UPLB mid laner, means that Sandy can't gank Chubb as much, because that means Eminem can just respond. And that's going to be a 2v2 that Xavier University will always lose.
And not to mention, it's not supposed to be top lane who should be the burden of Sandy. Chubb has to step up their game, has to step up his game. And he has to give some leeway for Sandy to go to the mid lane where Kratos needs it the most. He is heavily countered by the LeBlanc.
Yeah, heavily countered by the LeBlanc here, but still, I don't think he can step his game up against Jax, because if you're a Rumble, you're naturally going to be able to have to brawl it out with him, and he's always going to lose that. If he keeps trying to clear the wave, he's gonna get dove eventually. So Sandy needs to relieve the pressure from Chubb there. But it's so hard because Kratos, of course, countered by that LeBlanc, is losing so heavily, 1-4-1.
And I really like the new changes to the Banshee's Veil, more of an offensive AP pickup. So right now, AP Mages, who's really excels so much, let's say, on dueling, let's say, Ari with a charm, that charm gets completely denied and really lowers the damage potential of Kratos.
Here comes the siege coming from Xavier University. That's going to be the 3v4 going here, but there's going to be a 2-man Tempered Fate. But it's going to be Eminem coming from behind, which is going to be Sandy having to fight it out with Admiorm there. But of course, Admiorm gets taken out. It's 2-for-1 so far, 3-for-1.
Oh,
and that's going to be
what a massacre!
Triple kill for Daigo after all of that.
Oh man, look at look at UP Los Baños just trampling on the dead bodies of Xavier University, saying that, hey, you want to start a fight? We'll just demolish you just like that. And with that said, an ocean break for UP Los Baños.
And that's going to be quite a sizable gold lead here at 20 minutes into the game. And I don't like how Xavier University stayed too far there. They stayed far too long, knowing that Eminem had could teleport right behind them. Let's look at the replay at everything that happened here. Saya has the attack speed boost, can get that tower, but that's 4 members. Sandy can go in here, but it's way too dangerous. Daigo comes in. Eminem, of course, there to disrupt and do,
support.
which means that the fight is split up for Saber University, and they have to split the resources between Eminem and Daigo. So that's a war on two fronts that they're gonna lose because of the gold, the itemization leads coming from each of their laners. Of course, Sandy gets a kill, but that's not enough because that's gonna be the Kha'Zix with a lot. Yeah, Kha'Zix has a lot more sustained damage than the Rengar.
Not to mention, I can't say that Xavier University is getting very, very greedy, not even respecting the damage coming in from UP Los Baños. And not to mention, Chop is very ambitious. He thinks that he can do it, but he has to know that he is very behind. But right now, a clash in the blue side of Xavier University. That would be a stun on to Kratos plus a flash burn for Daigo. He's on a rampage.
And it's going to be... Actually, he can just 2v1 this, but Equalizer will shut him down.
That would be a really nice burst shutdown for Chop. He may help him in itemization. He is building towards the Zonia's Hourglass, but it would be the transition towards the Baron.
With Sandy not there, of course, the Tempered Fate will be there to try and delay it for
Not even
1 or 2
them at
seconds.
all.
But yeah, Sandy is dead, which means that they can easily get this. The burst is not there either, and the Equalizer off cooldown. So rather on cooldown. So there's going to be very slim chances of Saber University taking this away, but they will try to fight it.
Oh man, Chop really outstepping his boundaries, but right now we're seeing that Admayoram is free to hit for free with a double kill, denying the Baron from UP Los Baños.
And that's going to be one of those. Chub was really drawing a lot of aggro, which left Admayoram open to get that Baron deny. But
they just ignore Admayoram, not respecting that he is 4-2-3. Did pick up the Essence Reaver. Do you think that's a good pickup?
I think the Essence Reaver gives you crit, gives you some CDR for your Blade Caller and Featherstorm. I think it's a decent pickup. I think it's really nice here. And going for more attack speed crit here will actually synergize with that item. So we're going to see how all of that transitions though, because still, even if they get those 2 kills, even if they got a shutdown on Daigo, it's still not going to fix Saber University's macro play.
Does does the Jack scale really well to the late game? Probably yes, unless Saber University does pick up the proper itemization and do not make mistakes like that. Do not go in blind.
Even if they got that shutdown, even if Chubb got that turret with the rest of his team, Saber University has to step up their macro play. Because I think their mechanics are on point for the bot lane and the jungle, but if they can't fix their macro play, it's really going to hurt them, because macro play, I think, is how you're supposed to beat UPLB. UPLB has a lot of ways that they just brute force everything. That's how they play. They brute force things with mechanics. The macro play, if it's not there, UPLB will lose if the macro play is used against them. But here, they can just overpower.
Just got overpowered by the LeBlanc Spurs. There is the Equalizer. That signals the back for UP Los Baños, but they're going in yet again with Chubb popping the Zonias, dealing continuous damage. But look at Kathy. He is like the marksman right now, but Admayoram, free to hit, picks up a very easy kill, does get landed stun onto Daigo. He does go onto Admayoram, plus the shutdown with the counter strike really helps him out. And now Daigo follows in with a third time. He does get a double kill, but he is happy knowing that Kratos is blinking red, but giving Xavier University the ace.
And that's going to be Kratos surviving after all of that.
What a messy fight.
Yeah, it's a very messy fight. And if both teams are going to have messy fights, even though UPLB lost that by like a hair, they're still going to be ahead in the game. Even if it's 2K, let's look at how messy that fight is. Of course, Sandy goes in, gets bursted down. And here comes... Daigo's still not here. He's going to try and clean up here from the flank. But look at all the damage, and this is so messy. Of course, Admayoram gets a really good Blade Caller there. He can just free hit so much. He's going to go for the teleport play
completely
here.
Ignored.
Yeah, because I don't think they can ignore Admayoram here. And
so right now, they have to watch out for Admayoram with the plays. And not to mention, looking at the replay.
And here, not respecting Daigo's burst.
There it is.
Gets the shutdown. But of course, Kratos can get that easy kill against that AD carry, against Benz.
I don't think Daigo cares giving the shutdown gold, knowing that he will be continuously in the lead. Not to mention the key players to watch out for. Next clash does happen would be Admayoram. Kratos right now, not really a star player in this
3-7-2 on that RA.
3-7-2 does not have enough damage.
Sandy might get caught out again. He was dangerous near that ambush there, but
Oh, Demerfade not landing on anyone. Ben's picking up a very easy double kill. I don't know what Xavier University was thinking. Just not grouping up, knowing that UP Los Baños is very ahead. And look at that. Amayor does dodge the stun. Daigo goes in for the flash dive. Still, he got what he wanted. And the magical journey will follow up to Kathy. But the turret just traced him like a heat-seeking missile.
And that's going to be the equalizer to try and deny the push.
That's not going to happen too much.
That's not going to happen. 2
members left to defend the inner mid lane turret, but right now Xavier University having a really hard time sieging, knowing that Admin Yorim is gone. Kratos is not stepping up, plus Chubb catching up slowly, but he should not have given the lead towards Daigo.
He should have never given the lead. I think it was on Sandy as well, because you know, Rumble is always going to lose against a fervor of battle Jax in a straight up fight. So that means Sandy needs to step in. Sandy needs to step in to try and deny the scaling. He did gank once or twice, but you need to continuously be able to pressure the top lane. And for the and really, the macro play is how you're going to beat UPLB. Because in my opinion, I think UPLB is one of the weakest macro plays across the Interconference. So, or rather, in the group and overall in the Interconference. So using that macro play against them is going to be very effective. But since Xavier University has really weak macro play right now, the rotations are not there. The ganks earlier kind of tapered off coming into the mid game. It means that UPLB can just freely overpower Xavier University Wizards with brute force.
Look at that, 3 Ocean Drakes for UP Los Baños. Spells
regeneration.
Spells trouble for Xavier University. Someone has to pick up a Mortal Reminder. So right now, focus would be on to Admin Yorm. He really has to step up his itemization. Let's see, a static shift, good pickup, crit chance, and now an Infinity Edge. This might be what Xavier University is looking for. And right now, the Baron is free for the taking with UP Los Baños. First ones to respond.
Yeah, and Eminem has a teleport here, Daigo as well. So both of them, they might opt here for a 1-3-1. That is a Kha'Zix.
All summoners up except for Sandy's Flash and Kha'Zix Ignite.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh no, Sandy mistimes that Balrog. He does get taken out with Benz. Easy pickup. Why farm this late into the game, knowing that you lost your top lane, you lost the mid lane,
and Baron is up.
Focus on the Baron, the bigger picture, the bigger objective.
Yeah, and really, that's how UPLB is winning here. Just taking advantage. Yeah, Xavier University keeps making these horrible rotations, which means UPLB can just, as I said, brute force them. Just power them down, kick them in, down. So
kick him in the shin.
Yeah, kick them in the shin. And that's really bad from Xavier University.
It's weird that, not to mention, Xavier University are the instigators, but they don't even finish off the fight. They go back at it again, knowing that they think that they have a chance, but it's not the case. When they have a chance to fall back and regroup, they don't take it. They still go forward.
Yeah, and that's really wrong here, considering that, yes, naturally, here UPLB naturally has the lead because they have a lead in gold and itemization and breaks. But even then, they have to step up their macro play in their future games in this group. Because without that, they're gonna have no chance of getting out of the group if they continue playing like this.
Different playground right now. They have to start practicing. So this is not anymore the LCL where 48 amateur teams are going in. This is the best of the best in converging right now in the group stage. And right now, Daigo left to push out the inhibitor. 4 members are converging in, but Daigo does not care. He will still fight on, buying some time for his teammates in the bot lane.
And there's going to be a free turret here if Xavier University cannot stop it. The equalizer is up, gets put down.
There is a tidal wave for the disengage. They will fall back with Slain. Heavily slowed, but a flash in by Amayor. Will try and pick up a snare. Does not happen. And right now, we're seeing that, a flash by Kratos. In fact, Amayor does still have his flash and heal, but was that a good trade? They did get Daigo,
definitely
but
not.
Definitely not. Of course, that was not.
That was
a given.
That really is the cost of letting a Jax scale up. You gank him once or twice, that's fine. That's fine for Jax. He can keep scaling up, but because Sandy was not able to really pressure the top lane that he should have, it's really hard. And as well, I think the draft also plays into it. Of course, having that Ahri against LeBlanc is really, really bad. Leaving the LeBlanc open against Eminem, definitely not something you want to do. Rumble, of course, it was their last pick, and then UPLB had the very last pick. And then Rumble, though, they know the champion pool.
Barely missing Sandy. Benz just making out of Temper Fate. That's one ultimate down for his XU. UPLB making its way towards probably the last push.
Yeah, if UPLB catches Xavier University in a hold up, they can go for an all-out attack and just, as I said, brute force them. And yeah, if UPLB, they're not gonna break formation here. They're just gonna keep going in, go for these all-out attacks, and that's gonna be the hold-up against Xavier University, and they have no chance here.
Sandy, my boy, he does get taken down. That's gonna happen. Amayorim left for the scrapes, and now Kathy trying to retaliate with Kratos fresh from the base. Inhibitors are down. Super minions are making their way in. Jacked up and oiled up. Shot down for Benz. That would be an ace with UP Los Baños cleaning up the first match of the Group C.
Oh man.
Wow.
Look at the attack speed.
Do not let a Jack scale off. Lesson learned. Astounding play by a really good play by UP Los Baños.
Very sloppily played from Xavier University there. And as I said, it really was a draft. They wasted 2 bans on the top lane, and they picked Rumble. Picking Rumble was dangerous. Of course, Rumble, not a bad pick. Lots of objective control with that equalizer, but they know Daigo's champion pool. They should have known Daigo's champion pool. And they know that Jax, if Gangplank and Kled are banned out, he's going to go on that Jax or Darius. And are those good matchups for Rumble? Hell no.
Just don't ban Daigo. Focus on macro plays. So right now, here are the
Eminem as well. They left Eminem open to go for that LeBlanc.
So right really, now,
that's so dangerous. I think the Lulu ban is. I think banning out some supports is okay. Lulu, Thresh, but after that, Eminem has to be the focus. So really, that's going to be notes for other teams coming into this group. Look at the damage coming from all of these players on UPLB. Of course, Admayorum, stellar damage, but the team was not there to really help him out.
Kratos really did not perform properly, not to mention seeing how UP Los Baños does draft, they don't have the, they don't really need a tanky member. Knowing how they play very aggressively,
they just brute force everything.
Brute force. So how do you stop brute force with a really strong wall? I don't think so. Maybe a turnaround when a bull is raging towards you.
You get that red cloak, and then have the bull rush past that, and it's really the macro play. And once the bull rushes past that red cloak, you stab him in the back or the side.
So guys, there you have it. Analysis from Atlas. Macro play is the way to go. There you have it. Match 1 is concluded with UP Los Baños cleaning up the field with a 2-0, leaving Xavier University nothing. And we will be moving on to match 2. After the short break, we have Inner Shotcasters. I am Vulcan, and joining with me is my co-caster, Atlas. So, see you after the short break.
That's going to be the 3v4 going here, but there's going to be a 2-man Tempered Fate, but it's going to be Eminem coming from behind. He's going to be Sandy having to fight it out with Admayorum there, but of course Admayorum gets taken out. It's 2 for 1 so far, 3 for 1. And that's going to be
what a massacre!
Triple kill for Daigo after all that.
So just really continuous damage, but look at Casting. He is like a marksman right now. Look at Admayorum. 3 to hit, picks up a very easy kill. Does get line of stun onto Daigo. He does go onto Admayorum, plus a shutdown with the counter strike. Really helps him out. And now Daigo follows in with a third time. He does get a double kill, but he is happy. Going and creating
all out the next, and that's going to be the hold up against the University, and they have no chance here.
Sandy, my boy, he does get taken down. That's gonna happen. Admayorum left for the scrape. And now Kathy trying to retaliate with Kratos fresh from the base. The inhibitors are down. Super minions are making their way in. Jacked up and oiled up. Shot down for Benz. That would be an ace with UP Los Baños cleaning up the first match of the Group C.
Oh man.
Wow.
Look at the attack speed.
Do not let a Jack scale off. Lesson learned. Astounding play by a really good
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.